Hi Danya, welcome to Spill the Tea on Gulf Buzz. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to have you. Before we start, I would love to say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fakest one of them all? That dialogue was over the internet, everywhere. What made you say that, if we start with it?
I honestly have no idea how I came up with that. It just naturally came to me, and I had my that mirror in my bag that day. So I'm like, you know what? I have a prop. Let me just do it, and it just happened. It just came to.
So it was not targeted towards anybody that time.
No, absolutely it was. I think at the end of the show, you know who I was mentioning. But yeah, it was.
When the show came out, Dubai Bling, what was your reaction when you stepped out in the public?
So Dubai Bling, everything, all the episodes came out at once.
Yeah.
Initially, like the first few days, or even the first week that it came out, there was a lot of like people messaging, people that loved the show, people that didn't like me as a character. Like there was a lot of mixed messaging. So it was a bit overwhelming because, you know, we had some type of exposure before Dubai Bling, but it wasn't at the level of Netflix, like worldwide type of exposure. So it was something that I wasn't used to. And I think for the first week, it was a bit overwhelming. I didn't want to leave the house. I met up with me, Bliss, and Ibrahim. All were like talking about like, well, like, you know, how we felt. We all felt down to some extent. So then we decided, let's travel. So we went to New York, like, I think it was a week or 2 weeks after the show came out.
Oh, wow.
Bliss was running for the marathon, New York Marathon.
Okay.
And me and Ibrahim tagged along. And, you know, being like, you know, we were upset about, you know, some of the negative comments. We weren't used to it. But then when we went to New York and people in New York started recognizing us, that's when we're like, wow, like who cares about the trolls on the internet? People in New York know our names. That's like the biggest thing for us, and we were just so happy. So I think that like completely shifted our outlook on the show.
So how did you feel when you landed in New York and when the first person in New York approached you and said, hey, I know you?
It was a very weird feeling because we were walking on the streets, all three of us, and then someone started calling our names out. Danya, Marwan, Ibrahim. And I thought it was like maybe a mutual friend, like someone that knows us. So we all turned around and we're like, we don't know who that is. They're like, oh my God, we know you from the show. They knew us as like our personalities, what happened on the show. They had their point of views. And then we just started talking to them. And I think that feeling was like, oh, wow. it was a coincidence. One person knew us. But then next time we'd go to another shop, they're like, oh, we just watched you. And then every like few seconds we'd bump into different people that had seen the show. And I think the thing about Netflix is as soon as the show comes out, they push it everywhere so everyone watches it. So I think it was like the timing, the place we went, all of us together. Maybe if it was like one of us, maybe people wouldn't be sure that it would be us. But the fact that all three of us were there, it was easy to be recognized.